Hi, I'm Jeelmin, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to my channel. I hope you're all doing exceptionally well. If you clicked on this video, it's probably because you find yourself in a situation similar to mine. Perhaps you do not speak French, but you're required to communicate and collaborate with individuals who don't share your native language. Currently, I'm at the tail end of my internship here in Switzerland, and I must say, I've truly relished the experience. However, my interactions predominantly take place in English, and I'm constantly engaging with a diverse array of individuals. Spaniards, English speakers, Danes, Belgians, Americans, Italians, and many more. Not to mention, there are also some French-speaking colleagues around. The cultural diversity and linguistic mix in our workplace make every day a unique adventure. Let's start with a question for you. What are your thoughts about my accent? Can you detect a French influence when I speak English? Because I am a French native speaker and I should be speaking like this. I'm eager to hear your opinions, so please share your insights in the comment sections below. At the onset of my internship, I noticed that my English skills were not progressing as rapidly as I'd hoped, despite the fact that I spent most of my time conversing with my French-speaking colleagues. However, a turning point came when I began conversing more frequently in English with one of my colleagues from the Caribbean. Up until that point, my usual response during our conversations was nodding and saying, yeah, accompanied by the occasional laughter, often for no apparent reason. Well, there was one reason. Understanding him was a challenge in itself. He spoke at a rapid pace and often skipped over certain words' articulations. So, inevitably, I found myself frequently lost in our exchanges. However, this posed an opportunity for growth, as I was motivated to improve my English skills to keep up with the conversation. Over time, I discovered that the more I challenged myself in these conversations, the more fluent I became. But it took time. In the meantime, I had the chance to meet a friend I haven't seen for 2 years. He was visiting Switzerland with his family. And I'm not gonna lie, he has a really super good English level. So when I saw him, we hung out and I felt that I improved my English a bit. Now, you might be wondering how I managed to improve my English so quickly. Well, let me tell you about a quick twist of fate that changed the course of my language learning journey. You see, my breakthrough moment happened during one of my coffee breaks. I walked into a charming little cafe near my workplace, like this, determined to order my usual latte with confidence. But as soon as I approached the counter, my brain went into a full language mode, and I ended up asking for a large caffeinated milk with 40 milk, please. Yes, I butchered it. The barista, however, took it in stride and responded with a hearty laugh. She was a language enthusiast herself and had a passion for teaching. Instead of correcting me, she decided to turn this awkward moment into a fun learning experience. From that day forward, our coffee breaks turned into impromptu language lessons. We'd laugh at my language blunders and share stories about our linguistic adventures. She'd even create funny language mnemonics to help me remember words and phrases. As weeks turned into months, my language skills improved drastically. Not only did I gain confidence in English, but I also picked up bits of Spanish, Danish, and even a few words in Swiss German, like Ruchichaschle, which means kitchen drawer, I think, something like this. My coworkers were astounded by my progress and couldn't believe that it all started with a botched coffee order. But our coffee shop language lessons weren't the only unexpected twist in my journey. One day, while filling in some Excel tables, I received an email about a murder mystery party, which came with 2 attachments. One detailing the character I was supposed to play, and another listing the people who would be participating in the party. I mean, the characters. At first, I thought it was spam, so I deleted it from all of my email folders. However, it turned out to be not a scam at all. A few days later, my colleagues and I received another email about the upcoming event, emphasizing that we should not delete any emails related to it. I felt a bit foolish then, but I noticed that others had doubts about it as well. So, I managed to recover the emails I had deleted, thanks to Outlook. For those of you who may have made the same mistake as me, there's a quick tutorial. Go to the Outlook web browser site and then navigate to the Deleted Items folder. If you recently deleted some emails directly from this folder, you should be able to restore them by clicking on the Recover Items Deleted from this folder button. And voila! You'll have your emails back in the bin and you can move them back to the inbox folder. Yeah! Now, let's return to the story of the murder mystery party. On this particular day, our team received an invitation to an off-site event. We began with breakfast, follows by a series of meetings and work sessions, sprinkled with quizzes and other activities. As the day drew to a close, the murder mystery party got underway. A lady took on the word of the narrator for the game and also portrayed a detective. The party was organized in honor of the Duke's birthday, and the Duchess had invited numerous guests to celebrate with him. I had the pleasure of playing the part of a chemistry professor, and interestingly, I was also the Duchess' mentor, which was pretty funny because I was the youngest person there. The story unfolded in 2 acts. During Act 1, each of us had a specific mission to accomplish, based on the descriptions provided for our characters. I hadn't taken the time to read mine before the party began, so I engaged in conversations with the other guests, trying to discern their characters. After a few minutes, curiosity got the better of me, and I decided to check my own character's description. It turned out that my mission for Act 1 was rather simple. I needed to engage in conversations with at least 6 different people, including the Duchess. During the early evening event, which featured juices, water, both sparkling and still, and took place before the nightfall, I couldn't resist a moment of humor. Given that my character was a chemistry professor, I playfully claimed to have invented a novel concoction: sparkling transparent wine. Delicious. While pointing at the sparkling water bottles, I just earned a few chuckles, and I felt rather pleased with myself. Sometime later, the topic of the missing Duchess diamond came up, and eventually, someone discovered it. To be honest, I didn't pay close attention to that part of the unfolding drama. As the night progressed, the following day brought a shocking discovery. The Duke was found dead, bearing incriminating evidence on his body. Gloves stained with blood and traces of poison. Act 2 commenced, and we were each assigned new missions. Most of us were eager to unravel the mystery and identify the murderer. Of course, we all had some clues, and mine led me to suspect the murderer in a rather obvious manner. It stated that I harbored suspicions about the Duchess, who happened to be the only other person with knowledge of chemistry besides me, and that the potion required a particular level of skill and botanical expertise. However, many people had significant doubts about me, and I completely understood why. In the end, at the conclusion of the party, we were asked to complete a survey and identify who we believed was the culprit. Guess what? I was right! It was the Duchess! Even if it was an accident, she turned out to be the one responsible for her husband's demise. Well, thank you very much for watching this video. But don't leave now. I sincerely hope you enjoyed it, because I certainly enjoyed creating it. Naturally, this party helped me to improve my English to some extent, although there were a few words on the mission papers whose meanings I didn't know. Please share in the comments where you're from and how you learned English if it's not your native language. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe and enable the notification bell so you won't miss the upcoming videos. Thank you for tuning in. It was Jeelmin, and see you soon!